with Zach Green, the founder of Exchange Alpha, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what that does. So what is Exchange Alpha?
Exchange Alpha is a prediction market aggregation dashboard slash agentic AI model. So essentially your classic stock charts, candlestick charts, where you go on and you type in a stock and the chart will pop up. You have all these time frames, indicators, and so on. But then you have on your left panel on the sidebar, right? So I guess to the side, you have prediction markets that correlate directly with the stock or crypto or bond, whatever you're looking at. You'll see all the prediction markets in the world that would correlate. So if the prediction market moves, stock will probably move. Then you have the financials, of course, of earnings, P ratios, price to sales, all this stuff. And then you have the model, which is going to help you chart if you are new to charting. Or even if you aren't new to charting, it'll still help draw the lines for you right at the exact prices. It's very, very exact. So we started because we wanted to expand access to prediction markets to everyone, right? We thought they were so valuable in our own trading and investing journeys and strategies that we wanted everybody else to know about them. So essentially we just started aggregating them and pairing them, and thousands of them, pairing them and putting them right on that little dashboard. And then later we built the agentic AI model, which I think is the best probably that I've seen in finance. So it's really good. And yeah.
Why do you think people should use prediction markets?
I think prediction markets are the most efficient market that's out there. I think that because you have millions upon millions of dollars in liquidity and volume all coming together to meet at a price, whether that's 50% of the people are taking one side and 50%, and maybe it's an even market, maybe it's a 70-30 market, where I think about it like I go on LinkedIn and I see a post and somebody's talking about where he thinks oil is going to go in the near-term future. Well, instead of reading that, what I'll do is I'll just go right to the prediction market, because I know people like him are going to either have put money on that market, on their beliefs. So if they really believe that, would they put money on it is the real question. So how do you know that they've done that already, right? You don't. So you can't trust what any single person says on social media, on TV, on whatever, because they have their own biases. And prediction markets don't have the biases because there's real money on the line, right? You're not gonna put money on something you don't actually believe in. I mean, maybe if it's a sport, okay, then it's a little different story. But no, these are where is oil gonna go by the end of May, or where is gold gonna go by the end of the year? Specific stocks. I mean, they have 20 or 30 individual mega cap stocks that you can see with high liquidity. I mean, they all need liquidity, and that was the original problem with prediction markets. They had no liquidity, but now they do. And so now the prices are a lot more efficient because there's more money involved. It's like a stock. It's like if you trade a micro cap, 100 million in market cap versus a mega cap with 7 trillion. Well, the mega cap is going to be priced more efficiently than the micro cap. So they need volume, and that's what they got.
Where do you see prediction markets going in 5 years?
So to answer that question, we'd have to go into 2 types of prediction markets. Number one is Polymarket, the most famous one. Built on the blockchain, not regulated. At least the US version isn't regulated. So they'll go on basically forever. And that's where the blockchain technology comes in. And that's the whole reason that prediction markets are even here, is because they were enabled to be built on this specific blockchain. And then there's Kalshi, which is CFTC regulated. I think with those two, those are the two biggest ones. I think total monthly volume is like 20 billion at this point. So compared to 2 years ago, we were at 200 million market average monthly volume for like February 2024. Now 2026, we're at 20 billion. So that's, do the math, it's like 100x in 2 years. So I mean, think like 5 years from now, it could be another 100x. That could be, what is that, 2 trillion?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't see why it's not impossible. Poly market is able to be, anybody can use it. The whole world. All you have to do is log on for polymarket.com, and if you have like any cryptocurrency, you can use that as how you pay. And so, yeah, I think it could go to 1 trillion, 2 trillion in the next 5 to 10 years because of how fast it's grown already and how quickly people are starting to accept it.
Mm-hmm. Exchange Alpha leveraging agentic AI.
So we do that through our Model Alpha. Our Model Alpha is available on our charting dashboard. You can ask it right now 4 things. I mean, it's an AI model, so you can really ask it anything. But we try to keep it finance related. You can ask it about the technicals, so it can literally, if you're new to charting or if you don't know exactly what you're looking at, you can go on the chart and you can talk to Alpha and you can say, hey, mark up NVIDIA, and it will do just that. It'll draw the lines perfectly because it's not screenshotting the data. The data comes through the back end of the site, and so it gets like the perfect candlestick prices that you would see if you hovered over the candlestick. So it gets the perfect prices, and so it draws the perfect lines, and it knows like where support and resistance is because it can read a chart and it can analyze the volume. So it can see like if there's more volume at a specific price, and then there's a point of like a support and resistance. It'll draw a line there, and it'll draw your moving averages. It'll draw like a fib. Any of your technical indicators, right? RSI, MACD, Bollinger Bands, it'll do all of that for you, and then it'll analyze it. And that's really like that's the best part of the model. But there's also the prediction side. So if you go on our site, like you see on the left little side, it has all of the prediction markets that would be affiliated with the specific stock or cryptocurrency you're looking at. Well, it has those too. So it'll pull that data from the back end, and it will all be, again, perfect pricing. It's not using the internet. It's getting the data that we're getting from Polymarket directly. So they're all perfect prices, and they're all real time. There's no caching involved. And it'll analyze that for you. And then it also will analyze financials. So on our site, we have a financials tab. Also, if you scroll over to the financials tab, it'll send you all the earnings for the past 5 years, quarterly, past 8 quarters, whatever it is, and it'll analyze that for you as well. And it also has, I think it's really cool, it has a why is it moving? You can ask it like, hey, why is Apple moving today? And shit. The last thing that I'm really excited about is the why is it moving part of the model. So you can ask it literally like, why is Apple moving? Why is NVIDIA moving? And through, again, the back end, it's all through the back end, which makes it highly accurate.
So what does Exchange Alpha offer?
We offer real-time data and an agentic AI model named Alpha that we talked about earlier.
So what kind of data do you offer?
So we do 5 feeds for our, so the first 4 are the macro feeds, the news feeds, earnings feeds, and the IPO feeds. So for like macro, inflation, unemployment, news would be, geopolitics, Iran, types of things that are going on right now, right? Breaking news. Earnings, so you'll find out if a company's projected to beat earnings or not before they report, and then of course like when they report. And then IPOs, you'll be able to find out when SpaceX is IPOing, right? And so you can prepare for that day, or you can figure out what the valuation is going to be before they go public. So you can figure out like if that's too much. Then, SpaceX is $2 trillion, the biggest in history. So we send all that information out to people. And the fifth feed is a custom feed, so you would basically tell us what stocks or crypto or gold, silver, whatever that you want us to track for you and send alerts for. That'd be our fifth feed. So the way it works is when the market hits a certain threshold, like let's say 75%, we would call that like very likely, and so you get this outcome, this market, let's say it's inflation at 4% in May, you get an alert saying this outcome is very likely, so it's very likely that inflation will be 4%, 75% in parentheses in May. You would get another alert if that outcome changes, so if all of a sudden inflation is projected to drop like a rock, and now it's 3.5, well, now you get the 75 or even like a 51. Anything that's more than 50, I think it's more than likely. And then, of course, at the end, when the actual report comes out, you'll be the first to know. You will be the first to know. I mean, like, it is literally instant. You can think about it like betting on or putting your money on a market. Like inflation at 4%, that's already been released, so it's 8:30 and they released the report at 4%. Well, you're not going to be able to go and put money on the 4% because, well, it's over. It's like, you can't do that. I mean, it happens instantly, right? Like 1, 2, 3 reports released, 5 seconds later it shoots up, the outcome is decided. You can't go and do it after. It's not, you can't bet on a sports game after it's already been decided, right? So it's instant. It's like, think about the end of a sports game. 0-0. It's like, it's like 0 seconds, 1 second, and you get the outcome. That's when you can't bet on that, right? So that's kind of how it works, and the speed of it, that's how fast it is. I mean, it's very, very fast, and it beats all the $5,000, $6,000 a month subscriptions that you get nowadays. Like they're just a waste. I mean, ours are $15 a month. I mean, it's not. You're not gonna go bankrupt on it, and they're efficient and they're reliable, and they provide you the probabilities that the others don't. So just because you get an alert saying that inflation is at 4%, like how do you know that everybody already knew that? They probably already knew that, right? All the people that have hedge funds, all these guys with hundreds of billions, they know that because they have like 20 people looking at that on everything. So now you can know it. And you can get, like, for example, Iran, right? Like, for Iran, bombs were in the air, and the market shot up to yes, U.S. hit Iran before we hit Iran, because some guy in Dubai, on Poly Market, he sees the missile. He says, "Oh, there's the eagle, flag," and then 5 minutes later, he hears boom. I mean, obviously, you're going to hear boom. It's a missile. But you see the missile and you say, oh, that's going to hit Iran. Oh, put money. And then that market shoots to yes. And you get an alert saying, oh, the U.S. hit Iran like 30 minutes before the news finds out about it. And that can save you millions, billions, thousands, a lot of money being first. Like 5 minutes. That's the difference between like millions and billions. And losing it or making it. And another one is like NVIDIA earnings, right? So like if NVIDIA is like highly likely to beat earnings, like 95%, let's say, 1 week before, you'll get an alert saying that NVIDIA is highly likely to beat earnings 95%. And that's very valuable because you wouldn't probably know that before. You'd be guessing. Because how would you know? How would you know what they're going to do? This is the only way to find out. But you also want to find out in intervals. You want to find out when it moves. So that's how our systems work, right? You find out when they move. If they move 50%, you find out. If they move from 50 to 75, you find out. Anything that is a major divergence or change in price, you'll find out. And so that's real-time data. And then the AI model, which we talked about earlier, is live on the charts page, and I would go check it out, get a free trial, and I think it'll help a lot of people.
It's a 2-week free trial.
It is for the data, yes. Data is a 2-week free trial, and the AI is sort of like an internal tokens. I'm sure the audience knows that. So yes, those two things. Yeah.